New Year! Happy New Year! So, we're gonna do the New Year. We're gonna do it right. Okay? So, I'm gonna start with my 3 biggest mistakes getting into trucking. Okay? And it's not gonna be just hotshot trucking, just getting into trucking. Okay? So, number 1 is listening to Facebook. Now, there was no YouTubers when I started. I was probably the first YouTuber hotshot trucking. There was trucking YouTubers, but there was very little teaching. Even the truckers, like there was Trucker Brown, but you know there wasn't a lot of training, and there was no hotshot training. The only guy that was around was How to Hotshot, something like that. He's been gone. So he wasn't even making videos anymore when I started. So that was my number 1 mistake, was listening to everybody on Facebook and doing halfway research, right? Because when you start with cars, you can't get on Central Dispatch to see what it is and what it's about. You're not able to get on there without a DOT number. Hey, look, guys, somebody finally blew my doors off. Every video I got, everybody's like, you're hauling butt, you're passing everybody, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so that was my number 1 mistake, was I listened to the Facebook hype, and it wasn't near as bad as it is now, but it was bad. And I didn't do enough research, which in turn means I didn't have the proper equipment. You know, I came out here with a 1-car trailer and a 95 Ford F-350 that I knew was not going to last past 6 months. Ask me how long it lasted. I'll let you guess. Put in the comments how long you think that first truck lasted me. Come on, Big Daddy. Come on, Big Dog. Let me know how long you think it lasted. So I came out with a ridiculous business plan. Like, ridiculous. You know, I came out hauling 1 car, but I couldn't get the money, I couldn't get the financing, because what I had to support my family, you know, while I was out and doing what I had to do. You know, and yeah, everybody's gonna say I started from nothing, I started in the mud, you know, nothing was handed to me. I'm not gonna say that because I had a lot of help along the way. But the beginning wasn't much, you know, because you can do this research yourself, do this experiment yourself, or just look around. You go buy a new car, you're congratulated. You go buy a new house, you're congratulated. Any big steps in life, it's, yeah, congratulations, you're growing up, blah, 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 you're becoming an adult, doing the right thing. But when you start a business, whoa, you're a fool, you're wasting money, you'll never make it, you're gonna fail. No, I don't want nothing to do with that. That's what we run into. Now, some people have, you know, people that believe in them from the gate, and they will help them. But no. mine wanted to see me succeed first. And then they'll think about helping me. That's how that goes. Which was fine. You know, I had to learn. So not doing enough research and thinking that you or Facebook really cared about my success. Like, I believe those guys on there were really doing it to help me. And there was one guy on Facebook, one, and he's on YouTube as Cook's Garage. I messaged this guy out of nowhere. And he's a great friend of mine now. So I messaged him out of nowhere. I asked for some advice. He gave it to me. And he tried to talk me out of it. Because he already knew what I didn't know. Was that my business plan wasn't a great idea. You know, I know that now. It wasn't a great idea. Did I make it through it? Yes. Did it work? Sure. You know, but he truly did care. And I put myself through so much pain and agony with that business plan. All because I didn't want to work for somebody. And I couldn't get my CDL. The problem with me getting my CDL was I have 5 kids and a wife. They need to be supported. I can't go to school for 5 or 6 months, 5 or 6 weeks. So that was my number one mistake. Number one. My number 2 mistake was not having enough capital. Because I believed, because I heard, you're making $6, $7, $8 grand a week. You can make up to $10,000 a week doing this. Well, if I'm making $10,000 a week, it's okay that I don't have money put aside. Because it's not going to cost me 10 grand my first week. So my first month, I should put, 40 grand in the bank. It's not going to take all that money. I didn't even know what the cost was. I didn't know what it took. I knew I was willing to do whatever, but I didn't know what it took. I hate these roads in Pennsylvania. So, that put me on a whole nother level of trucking, of struggling. Because I started with no real revenue. Started with $5,000. I bought my truck out of that for $2,700. Put insurance down with the rest of it, and I had $500 for fuel. Well, needless to say, I didn't make 10 grand a week my first week, or my second week, or my third week. Hell, probably didn't make it for a couple months. Then even then, it wasn't 10 grand like they said it was going to be 10 grand. It was 10 grand gross. But I wasn't thinking gross. I didn't even know what gross and net was. Didn't have a clue. So number 3 was not having enough capital. What is going on here? We're not supposed to be switching lanes, and homeboy up there switched lanes, so something's not well. Nothing. So that was my first two mistakes, my two biggest mistakes. And my number three mistake was trying to build a fleet. But I'm a little oversized here. Come on. I got like 3 inches on the side there, and he's in my way. Trying to build a fleet. Leasing people on. Trying to help people. So, I had this grandiose idea that I was going to lease on newcomers. I was going to lease on people that had no experience, didn't know nothing, but I could save them, I could help them, and I'm going to make really, really good money. Yes, I am. I'm gonna make about 3 or 4 grand a week on these guys. Well, what I ended up doing was growing in my DOT number. They got called, got put out of service. Wasn't their fault. One of the times wasn't. You know, people just they weren't financially stable, which none of us were, none of us are. Usually when we start, some of us are. But I wasn't in a position to support another truck. And a lot of people make the mistake, and they believe that, well, that's all their problem. I'm going to lease them on, but I'm not going to help them. If they break down, they're on their own. If they ain't got no fuel, they're on their own. Oh, really? Are they? What are you going to do when your name's on the line? Well, that's not going to happen. Okay. They got your name on the door with your freight. You can't deliver it with no fuel. Can't deliver it if the truck don't run. So you got a choice. You can either go get the load, you can fire them, and go get the load. Or you can help them out and take it right back out. But in order to do the third one, you've got to have big capital. Gotta have big capital. If you don't want to take those risks, then you have to have a really good selling point. Why would a guy, like I've been over here leased on for a little over a year and a half, something like that. Why would I leave where I'm at to come to you? No, it doesn't. You don't pay me, you don't have to give me trucks and none of that. But what benefit do you have for me? And if people say that's not how you look at it, don't even start your business. Because business owners are opportunistic hunters. That wasn't too smart. But I see why they're doing it now. think about what just happened back there. You got a cop on the shoulder, and you've got a sign that says trucks no left lanes. Do you give the cop his room, or do you stay out of the left lane? Make that number 2 in the comments. What do you think of that situation? So, a good owner-operator, or a good fleet of owner-operators has to have appeal. You have to appeal to experienced owner-operators. Why would they come to you? They don't know you from a can of paint. You know what I mean? So you having your own authority doesn't matter, but so does everybody else. What can you offer me? How is this a two-way street here? Because you're going to make money off of me. But how are you going to benefit me? Where I'm at now, I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in without Marathon Transport helping me. Didn't hand me nothing. At least not that I remember. But there's benefits to working for them. So really think about what is your end game? What is your plan? Now you got to think about this before you start. What are you trying to do here? Like me, I wanted to build a fleet so I could sit home, run my truck company. I'd make good money, be home all the time. Or just build a fleet and not really work. Well, that's no longer my goal today. I don't even know if I want a fleet now. I don't think I do, actually. So guys, do your research. Listen to the people that tell you what you don't want to hear. Listen to the negativities you hear. I'm not saying believe it, but listen to it. Give it a chance. At least research what they're saying. At least research what they're saying.
Empty flatbed going westbound.
What's that, driver?
Empty flatbed, that old Maverick truck, you got it on?
No, I don't think he has a radio in there.
Yeah, figure. I was gonna tell me on the damn trailer light. Yeah, we'll let the cop tell him I had that other person pulled over. Well, he's turned his lights on yet, because the lights on the back of the tractor's not on. I don't know, those might just be daylight lights that's on. His cab lights aren't on either. I didn't saw that. All I saw was the headlights and nothing else.
Yeah, lights are overrated, guys. We don't need those. They'll see us.
That's right. That's why we have reflective tape.
Yeah, when my lights shine in your lights, they'll reflect back. I'll know they're there. It's okay.
That's right.
Oh, come on, David. So, I'm going to leave that in there.
Damn Prius ain't plenty enough time to get speed up in front of me. Nah, they want to ride right beside me. Then they have to ride down the shoulder.
Alright guys, we're gonna hammer on down. That's my 3 biggest mistakes in trucking. I'm gonna have some fun and travel on with another trucker. See you tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notifications. See you on the next one.